Yo, what is up? It's your boy, it's Shawn DePaz, joined by the one, the only DJ Father. Shane, wow, I almost called you Shane DePaz. Shane Diefenbach behind the mat.
I've been acclimated into the family.
Yes, you have. Welcome. And this is another edition of the Phoenix Sports Podcast. We're coming to you live from the beautiful BetMGM Sportsbook out here in Glendale at State Farm Stadium. Vibes are immaculate. You got some sports playing. I was drinking a Four Peaks Wow earlier. It's a vibe. Yep. Shane's got a chicken sandy on the way. I'll eat eventually. The food here is incredible. We're gonna be here all day. Got the knockout nights cornhole tournament, as you can kind of see behind me, going on today. So if you got time, come out to the sportsbook. Oh boy, DJ Mackie P is currently on vacation, so it's just me and Shane holding it down. There's been a lot going on in the world of Arizona sports recently. Just a few things. And we're gonna talk about that in a moment. But first, we got to shout out everybody that's here joining me in the chat. CWP, he's actually here in person. Shout out Daniel, Ryan. Appreciate y'all tuning in. First, before we get into the sports, I got to tell you about our friends over at Factor. Shane and I and DJ Mackie P have been on Factor way before everybody else here. Yeah, we're trendsetters.
We are trendsetters.
They're followers. But whether you're a trendsetter or a follower, it's fine as long as you're eating Factor. We're the best. I'm a piece of shit. It ain't hard to fucking tell. Shout out Biggie. I can't cook, and even if I could, I don't want to. I'm lazy. And that's why I love Factor. They ship you a box full of refrigerated, never frozen meals. You throw them in the microwave for 2 minutes, and you got, actual food. And it's not like your average frozen meal. Oh, Jacob's. Oh, hi, Jacob. It's not like your average frozen meal. It's like real chef-prepared food. Again, never frozen. Throw it in. It lets you eat healthy on a budget and without having to do too much work. I love it. Shane loves it. Mackie P loves it. And if you want to love it too, head to factormeals.com/PHNX50 and use code PHNX50 to get 50% off. That's PHNX50 at factormeals.com/PHNX50 to get 50% off. Shano, I don't know if you heard this. History was made last night.
Oh, yeah. She's pretty good.
She's pretty good. And by she, I mean the one, the only DT, Diana Taurasi. Let's be real. She's simply the greatest of all time. Had 42 points last night in a 91-71 win over the Atlanta Dream, but the 42 points really don't matter because it's kind of just a drop in the bucket of the 10,000-plus points she has scored in her career. She became the first player in WNBA history to score 10,000 points. And at this point, I don't really think it's much of a conversation that she's the greatest of all time. I mean, if we take a look at her resume, it speaks for itself. 3 WNBA championships, 2 finals MVPs, 10-time All-WNBA first team, 5-time scoring champ, 10-time WNBA All-Star, 04 Rookie of the Year, 2009 WNBA MVP, and that doesn't even include all the stuff that she accomplished in college. I believe 3-time NCAA championship, 2-time NCAA championship most outstanding player. She was the Naismith Player of the Year. She is simply, in my mind, I don't think it's a question, the greatest women's basketball player of all time. I don't think it's particularly close. But I guess the big question, it's not even a big question because in my mind, this isn't a question of all time, but I'm interested in your perspective, Shane. Is it, in your mind, a question about whether or not she's the greatest Arizona athlete of all time?
No, it wasn't even a question 2 years ago.
I agree.
It's not close.
And I get that there's people that are going to want to make the conversation about impact and whatever. Obviously, the WNBA is not the the most popular.
That's why that's not
league.
The question. The
but
question
that's exactly
impactful. The question is the best.
Is the
she
best.
Is the greatest
and
in her sport, and she is the only greatest in her sport from Arizona. So therefore, she is the greatest Arizona athlete of all time.
Yeah, I think the only person that I would maybe listen to a conversation about is Randy. Maybe
Larry.
Yeah, Larry, but Larry doesn't have any rings. Larry doesn't have championships, which obviously it's not a team sport, but same with DT and the Mercury. She's obviously been a part of great teams, but she is simply, she's simply the best. It's hard to even really talk about someone like Diana Taurasi because in every sport we have these conversations. There's always some kind of conversation about who the greatest of all time is, and with DT, I don't. There is no conversation to be had. Charles in the chat, the GOAT dropping 42 points for the record. DT is just so incredible and still going strong. That's the thing, right? She could have just got, 18, 19 points that I think she needed to hit it last night. But she went crazy. She had 42 points and led this Mercury team that has not been good. They've been playing rather recently, but led this Mercury team that's generally not been good this year to a 20-point victory over the Atlanta Dream. and she's been doing this for a long time. Like I said, 04 Rookie of the Year, damn near 20 years now at this point, and she's still dropping 42 points. I think that's part of the conversation, too, with her being one of the greatest of all time is the longevity. She's still producing at a super high rate, and she's one of the oldest, if not the oldest in the league at this point. So shout out to DT. You can still see DT play, by the way, if you want to. Obviously, the Phoenix Mercury is still in season, and they are going to be home tomorrow night. And if you want to go, get your tickets on the Game Time app. $24 to see the greatest player of all time, greatest athlete in the state of Arizona's history, Diana Taurasi and the Phoenix Mercury. Their host, like I said, Seattle Storm tomorrow night, 7 p.m. You can go for $24 with our friends over at Game Time. That's because Game Time is simply the greatest ticketing app of all time. So that's our Game Time game of the day. And like I said, if you wanna get tickets to Phoenix Mercury or a variety of concerts, comedy shows, I saw Neil Brennan's coming to the Van Buren sometime soon. I'm a big fan, so I might go check that out. Drake's coming. I'm getting my tickets for that on Game Time. So whatever you're getting tickets for, do it on Game Time. You can snag the tickets without the stress. All you got to do, download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest priced, guaranteed. And like I said, we're here at the BetMGM Sportsbook, and there's a lot of good things about the BetMGM Sportsbook, including the fact that they just kind of hand out free bets sometimes. But one of my favorite parts is they got Four Peaks on tap. I wasn't even expecting it. I was producing Coyotes before this, and all of a sudden, one of the waitresses walks over, hands me a Four Peaks, hands me a wow. I was already having a pretty good morning because I'm here with the crew, but the wow, it took it over the top. It's a great day. It's a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to have a Four Peaks. If you want to have a Four Peaks, head over to their 8th Street Pub in Tempe, or head up to the Four Peaks Draft Room at Chase Field. We're going to have a D-Backs takeover on August 12th, and we're going to be meeting up beforehand at the Four Peaks Draft Room. I haven't had a chance to be up there because I wasn't at the last takeover that we were up there for, but I've seen the pictures. It's incredible. You can get any Four Peaks you want. They got it all on tap, and the views are immaculate. So join us for our takeover. Head to gophnx.com. Hit the events tab if you want to join us for that. But in general, if you're ever at Four Peaks or if you're ever at a D-Backs game, head up to the draft room. It's on the suite level, but you don't need a suite level ticket to get there. Any ticket in the stadium will get you up to that draft room. So make sure you check that out. And again, check out our friends over at Four Peaks, at Four Peaks Brew or at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. But as always, you must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly. You are probably going to want to drink, though, if you are at a D-Backs game. Because, I mean, I'm going to put it simple. They kind of just fucking suck. They're just bad right now. They quite literally are the worst team in baseball since July 1st. They have the worst record in baseball since that point after being one of the best teams in the league in the first half of the season. The offense has just gone completely cold. The pitching has been decent recently. The starting pitcher has been good. Yesterday, Brandon Pfaadt shoved one. He only had one mistake, gave up a home run, and it was the only run that the Giants scored in the entire game, and they still won because the D-Backs offense has gone completely cold, have been completely incapable of even getting runners in scoring position. So it's been brutal. And they kind of went for it at the trade deadline. Obviously, their big acquisition was Paul Sewald, who we still have not seen, because the Diamondbacks suck, and they have not been in a save opportunity since. As it sits right now, we have the standings if we want to take a look at it. As it sits right now, they're 4 games above 400 and a game and a half back of a wild card spot. Obviously, San Francisco, who they just helped build a little bit of a lead in this wild card race, has got that first wild card spot, followed by Philadelphia and Cincinnati. Chicago Cubs, despite what they're doing right now, are on fire. They're currently losing like 7-0 to the Braves right now, but they've been, as you can see, they're 8 of their last 10 before today, won 3 straight. They're amazing. The Padres are on their way, so it's pretty tough for the Arizona Diamondbacks right now. That being said, though, I have been reluctant to declare them dead. You used the D word just now. Are you declaring them dead?
They're broken. They're dying.
They're dying. I was, like I said, I've been reluctant to declare them dead, but I have definitely got a lot closer yesterday, particularly because of what we heard from Torey. They've obviously been struggling a lot. Torey's trying to figure it out.
I respect this so much.
you respect it. I have differing opinions.
I love this so
we'll talk about it in
much.
a second. Jesse was in San Francisco. It's covering the series, and he talked to Torey after the game, asked him what there is left to do to get this team out of the funk, and this is what he had to say.
Yeah. It's what makes sports so great, professional sports so great, and then it just rips your heart out. I don't know what else to do. I want the guys to focus on the right things, relax, and keep things simple. Now, that doesn't mean don't try hard. I want everybody's absolute best effort. But if you got the Bunsen burner out there and you're building rocket ships in between pitches and at-bats, we don't need that. I want you to simplify things and go out there and execute to the best of your ability. And that's where we're at right now. The effort has been fantastic, but I think we're just overanalyzing everything.
Okay, first off, I don't think you use Bunsen burners when creating rocket ships. So he said that. I mean,
I'm sure there's somewhere in the process of like making the jet fuel, maybe.
Maybe. I don't really know. I'm not a rocket scientist. Neither are these guys on this team.
Actually, jet fuel and Bunsen burners probably.
But so
together.
I don't. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Anyways, who cares? We're not here for science. We're here for baseball. But you said you respected that take. I guess why? Because my initial reaction
to honesty.
Yeah, that's fair.
But when things are going bad, I don't want to hear some like "oorah, rally the troops." I just want honesty.
But do you think that honesty needs to be had with the media and not with his? Because
because you've been getting asked the same question over and over again. You probably spoke your way through all of that.
Yeah.
At some point, you just got to be honest.
My concern, I
also just find it funny.
It is funny. It is funny. But as a fan, when I saw that, I was just, Jesus, man, that long pause, and then just I don't know what to do anymore. It's not good to see the leader of your team, your manager. I'm not saying he's given up, but it definitely seems like he is out of answers, and that's that. Your one job as the manager is to have answers, and he doesn't seem to have that right now. So I'm really close to declaring this team dead. What they've done in the second half has just been absolutely embarrassing. Like Ryan said, they've just gone into hibernation. And I agree with Altex. He said that I don't know what else to do is not something you should be saying out loud, at least publicly. If you want to say, no, not even to the team, because you've got to show, I think as the leader, you have to at least kind of put out an air of confidence. Like you have an idea that things will get better and you'll be able to figure this out, which is not what I got from that. And that's what concerns me about it. They've got a huge series against the Twins coming up. And they've got the pitching matchups they want. They've got Merrill Kelly. They've got Ryan Nelson, who on the road has been one of the best pitchers for this team. And they've got Zach Gallen, who is obviously Zach Gallen, has not been great on the road, but he's still Zach Gallen. In my mind, I think they need to win 2 of these games. If they don't win 2 of these games, then I'm ready to use the word. I'm ready to declare them dead. And more than just winning 2, I think they need to win 2 straight. They need to win the first 2 or the last 2, because I think they need to put back-to-back games of good baseball together. And if they can't do that, even 1 win is not going to do much to kind of bolster my confidence. We need to see Paul Sewald. Jesse had said this yesterday, so I have to imagine it applies today. He thought we might see Paul Sewald yesterday, regardless of the situation, because he's had so much rest. I have to imagine we're going to see him tonight, no matter what, just because they have to get him some action. But yeah, man, if you got these pitching matchups in this series against a Twins team that is, I mean, they're winning their division right now, but the AL Central is not a good division. They're not a great team. You've got to. If you want to be a team that makes the playoffs, which they're still very much capable of doing, as we looked at the standings a moment ago, they're still very much in the middle of that race, despite how bad they've been playing. If they can't figure it out here, they've got the Dodgers, 2 games against the Dodgers next week. They've got a lot of tough opponents coming up. I don't think they are going to be in a good place. Shane, right now, yes or no, do the Arizona Diamondbacks make the playoffs?
No.
I agree. I don't think they make the playoffs. They got to start playing good baseball and give me a reason to believe that they will. Corbin Carroll's not been playing well. Christian Walker's not been playing well. Lourdes Gurriel has been like the worst player in baseball for a month. He's finally been kind of figuring it out recently. Ketel Marte's really been the only picture of consistency as far as the offense is concerned. So we'll see, man. But as it stands right now, I have a hard time saying with confidence that they will make the playoffs. I can say with confidence, though, that Circle K is the best gas station in the planet. I don't think it's even a question, because it's not. Actually, no. I'm going to take that back, because I think calling it the best gas station on the planet is underselling it. because it's more than a gas station.
Because duh.
Because, I mean, a gas station is somewhere you can get gas.
Yeah.
Circle K is somewhere you can find happiness, find joy, find meaning in life, and gas, and snacks and beverages, things of the sort, because they are the one-stop shop for the best coffee, beer, snacks, gas, all of it. You can go to Four Peaks. You can get or you can go to Circle K and get your Four Peaks, get whatever you want. You can get a Polar Pop. They stay colder longer, and as PD always says, the cups don't sweat, which is perfect in this weather. And they always got special deals going on. You can buy a Powerade 4 for $5, and you can be entered to win a 2023 Ford Bronco SUV. You can be entered to win. You're not going to, though, because I want that Ford Bronco. You can buy two. What?
I was in a Bronco, the new electric ones in Chicago, and they had the whole sunroof down, it's the entire roof.
Unreal,
Perfect day out. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
So go to Circle K, get some Powerades, and maybe you can win that SUV. Who knows? You can also buy 2 get 1 free Monster Energy drinks, or you can try the Beatbox Hard Tea, buy 2 get 1 free. We tried that when we were out in Vegas.
Them things slap,
and they will get you. They will get you. So drink responsibly. But all in all, make sure you're not missing out on all the great stuff that Circle K has to offer. Right now, you can text PHNX to 31310 to join their SMS subscriber club and get a buy one, get one free offer on 32-ounce Polar Pops. It's the best. And you're going to want a Polar Pop, and you're going to want some snacks when you take some OGs. Because one of my favorite parts about taking OGs is, you get the munchies, and food tastes better when you're off OGs. That's just a fact, at least as far as I'm concerned. And if you haven't gotten into OGs yet, I don't know what you're doing, but it's never too late. They got something for everybody. They've got all different kinds of flavors. They've got their fruits and their creams, both in mixed bags, so you can get all of their fruit flavors or all of their fruits and creams flavors in one bag. The fruits, they got red apple, watermelon, peach. The watermelon goes crazy. The creams, blackberries and cream, orange creamsicle and cream, peaches and cream. I love it. All of them. You get them all in one place. And they've got their Sleepy Time gummies, their Happy Balance 1-to-1 CBD THC ratio. They got sativas. They got indicas. They got microdose. So whatever you want, wherever you are in the cannabis journey, OG's has got something for you. The lineup's simply stacked. Like I said, they got the fruits and creams assorted packs. All of the things they got. They got something for you. Highly recommend it. You can check OGs out at ogsbrands.com and on Instagram at ogsbrands. You can also find their products at your local dispensary, but you must be 21 years or older to purchase. I'm thinking that George Kliavkov might be on the OGs because he fell asleep at the wheel at the Pac-12, and it appears to be dead. Obviously, it's been a few days. I mean, more than a few days, but recently it's been really crazy of just pure chaos as far as the Pac-12 was concerned. I woke up this morning after last night, all the talk about Oregon and Washington going to the Big Ten. I woke up this morning to a report that a momentum for that had essentially died overnight. And then by the time I got here this morning at 9:30, we got this tweet from Pete Thamel saying that Oregon and Washington are basically gone. So sources, Big Ten are expected to move ahead with formal offer letters for Oregon and Washington. A Big Ten vote is expected to take place later today to formalize their admission, barring any last-minute snags. He went on to say that the vote is expected to be unanimous. And I mean, let's be real. Oregon and Washington being gone after UCLA and USC, I believe, are the two biggest money spenders, and I think the two biggest marquee programs in this conference. Pretty safe to say that the conference has no future. That's right, Shane? It's like,
it's over.
It's
ASU
so
literally
over.
has no choice but to leave. There's no choice.
Yeah, and steam has been picking up, especially this morning after this news that ASU, U of A, and Utah are at least interested in following Colorado to the Big 12. Obviously, if you want more of the in-depth conversation about what this looks like, check out Mike Luke down south on the AZ Wildcats podcast, and of course Shane and Torey on the PHNX Sun Devils podcast. It's kind of all they're talking about right now because how can it not be? There's a chance that we get news sometime soon.
Yeah,
we got the Arizona Board of Regents meeting yesterday.
I think we will get news here in the next couple hours.
Yeah, so make sure you're locked into PHNX_Sun Devils on Twitter. Turn those notifications on, and PHNX_Wildcats on Twitter. Turn those notifications on as well, because I'm sure as soon as that news breaks, it will be an emergency podcast. If regardless of which way the news goes, whether they decide to stay or go or leave, those two will be live for sure. So make sure you check them out. But I guess kind of. I don't want to assume they're going to the Big 12, but it seems like the most likely outcome at this point. Shane, in your mind, what does a future in the Big 12 look like for ASU, U of A, and U of A? Is that obviously
truck stops?
Because do you think, from an athletic standpoint, it is going to be better than the Pac-12? Obviously, now it's going to be, but
football's not.
2 years ago? No, you don't think so?
Oh, football's not.
They just had a team in the national championship.
Yeah. Well, are you talking about Cincinnati?
Well, it's TCU.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Cincinnati. They were in the college football playoff.
I mean, yeah, I just the depth is not there in football and basketball. I mean, it's clear Big 12 is the basketball conference right now.
Obviously, got Kansas,
but it's not close. I don't think. I mean, especially compared to this year. Like if it was compared to the Pac, maybe like 5 years ago. Then
that's fair.
Then it's comparable. But this year and the last couple of years, the depth in the Pac-12 has been ridiculous. Luckily, you're bringing Utah as if everything goes the way you think. So that helps a little bit. But you just look at the teams around. I mean, your powerhouse is like Oklahoma State, TCU. That's it. Like
Baylor, but not even so much recently.
Houston's been okay recently.
Yeah, I mean,
top 25 a couple times.
The BYU, Houston, Cincinnati, and UCF are all really interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that kind of take that transition. I agree. I think from that perspective, the depth is not there, but especially for U of A and ASU, I think the chance to, maybe win a Pac-12, or Big 12, get to better bowl games. I think obviously there's going to be more teams there, but I think that possibility is very much there. From a basketball perspective, ASU, I don't feel good about that. I
love it.
You do? I mean, I think it's going to be better competition.
Football, you win your conference, and you're looking good for what everything is. March Madness is a loser machine. Like, as long as you get in, like you have a chance.
And the good competition, you think? Has to help their resume.
As I've said on ASU on the Sun Devil shows, the 21-11 seasons that Bobby Hurley has, where he's on the bubble, now turn into top 7 seeds. Like, it's just the strength of schedule is ridiculous. I believe that ASU's quad 1 opponents this year were, I think, 13 of them. In the Big 12, like your quad 1 opponents, they play like 27 games. Quad 1 opponents. It's ridiculous.
100%. So, I like that. And then from U of A's perspective, I mean, I was talking about this with Damon yesterday. That team is just, obviously it's a terrific program, but I think the lack of real challenge that they've had throughout the regular season in the Pac-12 has come back to bite them in March Madness, and they're just soft and not ready for that level of basketball, especially when they play kind of underdog teams like Princeton, who have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Like, I don't think U of A was built to be a real threat in March Madness. That's not going to be the case in the Big 12. Either they're going to get eaten alive in the Big 12, which I don't see likely because this program is still a great program. More likely, I think they are going to have those tough challenges. They're going to have to play Kansas's. They're going to have to play Baylor's. Insert whoever. Houston's. Houston in the Big 12, as far as basketball concerned, is a huge get for them. And then again, obviously, teams like Kansas. So, from UA's perspective, I think it's great. Obviously, it's great. But particularly for basketball, I think it's going to be awesome. And then you have some of the some of the other sports, the bat and ball sports. Big 12 is a very interesting conference there. Obviously, I think the Big 12 or the Pac-12 has been very good as far as the bat and ball sports are concerned. But you lose the UCLA, and now you're headed to potentially a Big 12 conference that you're bringing U of A and ASU, which are both great bat and ball schools. You have schools like Oklahoma State that have been good. So I think from some of the non-revenue sports, it's going to be great. So it'll be really interesting to say. But generally speaking, are you happy with, assuming they go to the Pac-12, are you happy with that outcome?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm happy with the outcome from where we are now. It sucks that we even got here, but there's no other choice. It's the only outcome you can be happy with.
I agree. Do you have anything else to say as far as the Pac-12 is concerned? I know, obviously, you guys are going to be
live
I
said a lot about it yesterday, and everyone called me a Marxist. So
everyone's favorite socialist, Shane Diefenbach.
We'll get into that tomorrow or later today.
Yeah, so
I don't think anything official is going to come in the next couple hours, but you never know.
You never know. Like I said, follow at PHNX_D-Backs on Twitter. Turn those notifications on.
D-Backs.
Oh, wow. Well, do that too. We're going to be live literally in about 3 minutes. So PHNX D-Backs. So make sure you stay on this YouTube for that. But follow PHNX_Sun Devils. Turn those notifications on Twitter to make sure you are up to date for everything that happens, ASU and particularly conference realignment.
Follow Illegal Pete's.
Yeah, follow Illegal Pete's as well. The Pac-12, the future of that might be in question, but Illegal Pete's is never a question.
No.
It's a question of what you're going to get, maybe, because they got so much good stuff. What drinks you're going to get, because their margaritas are good, but they also have great deals on stuff like High Noons. Because I don't know if you know this, but Illegal Pete's go-to spot for the summer. You can kick back, you can get a margarita, like I said, or a bucket of High Noons. They're giving you 5 High Noons for just $22. I believe that's like $4.40, something like that. We did the math at one point on the D-Backs show per High Noon. It's a steal, so make sure you check them out. And don't forget to follow at Illegal Pete's on Instagram to stay up to date with all of their big events and deals going down this summer. Stay tuned on their stories to win free tickets to the concert you are dying to see. Illegal Pete's is here to make this summer one for the books. Like I said, PHNX D-Backs is going to be live basically right now, so just stay on the YouTube. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everyone in the chat who tuned in. LTC in the chat, Zona Tucson, Daniel, Chris I saw there. CWP was in the chat. He's also here. Ryan, whoever, anybody I missed. I appreciate you all. Jose tuned in. I appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll be live again next Friday. Mackie P will most likely be back. We're live every Friday at 12:30. I was going to call you DJ Mackie Shane. DJ Father, Shane Deef behind the Mac. He's going to be with us, too. He's always with us.
Break it down, DJ Father.
Ooh. And you can join us next time on Friday. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Shawn_DePaz. You can follow Shane at Shane D. Follow Michaela at Michaela E. Perkins, all on Twitter. You can follow the whole operation at PHNX_sports on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
We got to outro every show like this.
Yeah, I know. Why don't we? Whatever you want to follow us on, follow us, PHNX_sports. Like I said, we'll be live next week, 12:30. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Deuces.